previous years. So, but to make this year 2026 into a happy, we need to understand also properly, you know, philosophically that what exactly and how exactly we can make it. So maybe I'll keep asking questions. Either you can type in the chat box or you can speak. But be alert, okay? So I want you to respond, quickly. And maybe I can request if you can turn on your videos also. That will be good in the sense so that I know that I'm not looking at the black screen. So when you are wishing Happy New Year, or when people wish you, what exactly you mean? When you say Happy New Year means what exactly uh, you mean actually?
We mean, Prabhuji, that may this new year be filled with happiness for the person to whom we are wishing.
Okay, so how you are wishing him to become happy?
So that's why we say, Prabhuji, happy Krishna conscious new year, we say. So by becoming Krishna conscious, we can have happiness in our life.
Okay. So anybody else? So suppose when materialist is wishing, then what exactly he means? We understand that Krishna consciousness is the only way of happiness, but when a materialistic person is wishing, so what exactly he means? Anybody else want to answer? Because we wish, but we never think what we are wishing also. Right? So, yes, anybody else want to answer? Think how we want others to be happy.
Like Prabhuji, in materialistic way, generally we wish them about their wealth, health, mental peace, things.
Uh-huh. Right? Okay, normally we wish that your new year will be filled with prosperity, good health, and so these things, right? Anything else we wish?
Like many people are having so many goals, so you wish that you may achieve whatever you want in your life, like that.
We also wish that some people mean that okay, if you become successful, if you get what you want, so we wish you that you become successful in all your endeavors, so that you become happy, right? So that's also we wish it. So please note that yeah, we are wishing Happy New Year, and then everybody has a different definition that how can become happy. Not definition like we can say that. So there are different sources with which one becomes happy, and then we wish that so the situations will change, circumstances will change, so that they become happy, right? But if you want to really become happy in the new year, so what we should do is that we should change that source of happiness. So that's what we will discuss in the beginning. So if you don't change your source of happiness, even if you talk materially, okay, spiritually I will discuss later, but even if you materially discuss, if we want to become happy materially, we should change our source of happiness. Okay, so then only we can become happy, and then so there are in the material life also there are something higher source of happiness, and then we realize that still we cannot get the happiness what we want. And if you really want Krishna, if you really want to become happy, you have to become Krishna conscious. So that's why we don't say Happy New Year, but we say that Happy Krishna conscious New Year. Okay, so let us with this I just start and we'll offer prayers before we begin. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. त्वमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sakalantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shivda Bhaktakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Rupam Sagradatam Sahagana Raghunathanitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parinasaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri वाम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य नमो महावदनाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदाय कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामे गौरव हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता संतकांक्षण गौरा राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्ण। So, yes. So what we were discussing that when you are wishing Happy New Year, if you want to make our New Year into a happy one, so we have to change the source of happiness. And then, so we will discuss that in broadly there are different ways we can categorize the happiness. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord clarifies and classifies happiness in the three modes: happiness in the mode of ignorance, then happiness in the mode of passion, and then happiness in the mode of goodness. So how Lord defines that happiness is also very interesting. Okay, if anybody remember, how does the happiness in the mode of ignorance looks like? If you read maybe the 17th chapter, 16th chapter, how does Lord Krishna define the happiness in the mode of ignorance? Anybody knows?
Probably sleep, overeating,
Okay, sleep.
laziness.
Yeah, these are the symptoms and also what kind of activities fall under mode of goodness and ignorance. That's fine. Yeah. But how does the happiness looks like? So what are the characteristics of happiness? If it's a happiness in the mode of ignorance, how does it actually look like?
Prabhuji, happiness in mode of ignorance, Prabhuji, uh, is troublesome in the beginning also and in the end also.
Okay, troublesome. Not exactly troublesome.
Okay. They also
Uh,
say ignorance is the bliss, they say in English.
yeah, you're coming close. Ignorance is the bliss. Okay. So what exactly means ignorance? So Lord says that actually when you say people are happy in the mode of ignorance, so there is no happiness in the beginning and there is no happiness at the end, and there is no happiness in the middle. The sense that they are the ignorance, in the sense that it's all illusion. So somebody is thinking that I'm happy by sleeping. Somebody is thinking that I'm happy by drinking, smoking. People are happy, right? They're happy smoking, drinking, sleeping long hours. You have seen, right? And we also have done. Okay, so maybe not smoking and drinking, but at least maybe sleeping too much long hours. So Krishna says that when you say happiness in the mode of ignorance, there is no happiness in the beginning also, and there is no happiness in the end also. And we can say that there is no happiness in the middle also. So that's what you are relate. But they think that they are happy. That is all illusion. Okay, but there is no happiness. And coming to the second category, happiness in the mode of passion. So how does Lord define? You remember Aksharam Prabhu? Anybody else?
Pruji, in the beginning, it looks means gives happiness, and after it gives means miseries.
Hmm. So Lord says that Amrito Paranam, what is exactly? Amrit, like in the beginning it looks like nectar. And then it becomes like a poison. Best example. Okay. We all have our favorite prasadam, right? Let us say somebody likes rasgulla. And then suppose you are eating after a long time. You have got rasgulla after a long time. Okay. And then you are eating it. So how do you feel when you are tasting that first bite of rasgulla? Or whatever your favorite food? Just imagine how you taste, how you feel when you are tasting that first bite. You're so happy, so ecstatic, right? So become so happy actually. And then, so we ate one, and then let us say we started in second one. So do you feel that same amount of happiness what was there when you're eating first one? It's not there, right? It started reducing, and then say third, then fourth. Let's say, luckily, you can eat how much ever you want, something like that. Suppose if you go to temple or I mean wherever you go, we get only one or two, right? But let us say if you go to Govindas and you have enough money, you can buy how many you want. Or maybe if you go to home, then maybe mother want to feed how many we want to eat. Right? So now think, you had first rasgulla and then second, and then third, then fourth, then fifth. What is happening? Hmm? The happiness is remaining same or decreasing or increasing? What happens? Hmm?
Decreasing.
Decreasing.
Decreasing, right? It doesn't even remain same also. It start reducing. And then he start going fifth, then sixth, then seventh. So then what happens? Is the happiness there or not? Is still happiness there or it's gone now? You don't feel any happiness.
Gone, Praji.
It's gone. Now it become neutral. And then let us say then you are still eating further. So then what happens? Sometimes there are competition. No? There are some people put this competition. I remember Devendra was saying recently also that which competition he was saying in Vibhu temple. How many he was saying, like, let us say how many rasgullas you can eat. That is the competition. Okay. So then you want to eat more and more just to win the competition. So and we know that at the first one is peak, 100 points and getting happiness. And then start reducing 90, 80, 50, 40, 30, 20. And then we know that some stage will come where it is zero. We don't feel any happiness by eating the rasgulla. Right? And then if you go further, then what happens? Uh, it's not that we don't get any happiness, we
It
start
feels
getting
frustrating.
distressed, right? We get frustrated also. We start becoming like, something like poison. That's what Krishna is. And it can happen at one point that we feel like vomiting only. And at one point we feel like I don't want to eat rasgulla in the rest of my life. It feel, it becomes so bad, so bad. So it becomes like a poison. Okay, please understand. This is a graphic example to understand how happiness in the mode of passion looks like. And then the third category Krishna explains is happiness in the mode of goodness. So anybody remember the definition of happiness in the mode of goodness?
Uh, it says, Lord says in Bhagavad Gita that this is poison in the beginning and nectar eternally
Not at nectar at the end.
at the
Just
end. Okay.
opposite of what mode of passion.
Hmm.
So in the beginning it looks like a poison, but at the end it becomes like a nectar. This is how the happiness in the mode of goodness is defined. So anything you see in this world, anything good, it's not so easy in the beginning. Whether you are learning any new skill or you are acquiring new knowledge or you're developing friendship relationships. Now, how does it actually start? How does it actually start? So it is always troublesome in the beginning, and nobody likes it. But if you persist, if you have patience, you continue, and then when you get that, you'll become really happy. Best example, like, suppose somebody is good in music or anything you are learning. And I'm sure in the childhood also, if you all of you might have learned cycle, right? We want to drive the cycle, but it's not so easy. So many times we fall down, right? And then we get hurt also. And we get frustrated also. How to balance? Uh, it looks like theoretically it's never possible. Right? But we see people are doing it. And then after some time we persist. And then so one day we're able to drive. And then how we become so happy, right? After we learn, and then I remember that time, old days, that we had only one cycle. It's not like nowadays. In the family, there are multiple scooters, multiple cycles, multiple cars. We had only one cycle in the entire home. And then as soon as father comes home, now cycle is free. Immediately we take it and go on to the road and start driving. And then we are so happy. So nice. So like that you can apply in even relationship also. So initially when you meet new people, yeah, we say hi, bye, how are you? That is fine. But we know that I cannot make friendship with anybody. There will be one or two persons. So it takes time to understand people, to build that relationship, so that we become good friends in the future, right? So, but when you find a good friend, understand that somebody is really our good friend, then so then we become very happy. So, same thing if you talk about even spiritual life also. Most of the things we do in spiritual life, we know we don't like anything in the beginning, right? But as we start doing and it becomes habit, we realize that how we're actually becoming. Even simple habits such as waking up early, sleeping early, waking up early. We can see eventually that uh, this is making my health very good. A lot of benefits actually I'm getting. But to start that habit, it's very difficult, very challenging. And we really feel like frustrated, and especially when you want to wake up in the morning, because we have a habit of sleeping to the extent we wanted. Maybe when you have college or something, maybe wake up, but otherwise we don't want to put in alarm. We just want to wake up when we really feel fresh. So this is how the happiness in the mode of goodness is defined. Okay, what about happiness in the Shuddha Sattva? How does it look like? How does spiritual happiness looks like? In the beginning, in the middle, in the end, how does it look like? Any guess? This is not there in Bhagavad Gita, but I mean, we hear here and there how it will be.
Guruji, we hear spiritual happiness is Keval Ananda Kanda.
Keval Ananda Kanta, right? So what will be there in the beginning?
Ananda.
Middle?
Ananda.
End?
Ananda.
Okay, there is no diminishing. It doesn't, and that Ananda, what is happening? Is it increasing, decreasing, or remains constant?
It is increasing, Guruji.
Increasing. Please imagine. So it's always there in the beginning, in the middle, at the end, and keeps increasing, keeps increasing, keeps increasing. It's like a Anandambudhi Vardhanam. Ambudhi means ocean, right? Imagine an ocean. We know that oceans, right? The depth is maybe so many thousands of meters, and its length and width are so much big. Imagine an ocean without bottom and without shore. How does it look like? Hmm? And imagine that that ocean happens to be happiness, Anandam. So you are going deeper, 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 deeper. Still, happiness is increasing, 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 increasing. Right? So I'm sure everybody wants that kind of happiness, and everybody is looking for that kind of happiness. Actually, only people don't realize. We ask people what you are looking, what you want to do, what is your goal, how do you define success. People say so many things, but ultimately, what do you want? Whether you want to become millionaire, you want to become a great scientist, you want to become a politician, you want to become a good software engineer, you want to become good R&D engineer, you want to become politician, you want to so many things. Ultimately, everybody want happiness only. Please understand. Never forget this. We are looking for happiness. And we think that I can become happy by this way, maybe that way, maybe this way, maybe this way. That what will change. But ultimately, we are looking for happiness. Please understand. And if you want to really become happy, you should focus on the happiness in the mode of goodness or in the mode of Shuddha Sattva, transcendental goodness. If you don't focus on this higher happiness, we can never make our new year into happy. It becomes same as just number change, 2025 to 2026. If you are pursuing same pleasures in the mode of ignorance or mode of passion, or the lower modes, you see the same thing. Doesn't change anything. So if you want to make your new year into happy one, focus on the happiness in the mode of goodness, or focus on the happiness in the transcendental goodness, that is Shuddha Sattva. So we can also classify them into other different ways, which are more easy to understand. So there is sensual happiness, there is egoistic, there is psychophysical, emotional, and spiritual happiness. This is also some other category we find. So in this, now try to identify which kind of happiness is in the mode of ignorance. Out of these five, which one is in the ignorance, which one is in the passion, which one is in goodness. And Shuddha Sattva is spiritual happiness, that's clear. So remaining four are there. So which one is in the ignorance, which one is in the passion, which one is in the goodness? Can you try to guess?
Sensual is in ignorance,
Sensual in ignorance.
egoistic,
Egoist
in
and
passion,
Okay.
and psychophysical. It might be also in passion, I think,
Okay.
and emotional can be in like
Emotional in the
goodness.
mode of goodness. Okay. Anybody else? Any other guess?
Ruchi, it looks like that all these four can be in any of the three: mode of ignorance, passion, or goodness.
Uh, yeah, that's also true. That's also true that anything can be classified. The Krishna says, no, charity can be done in the mode of ignorance, it can be done in the mode of passion, it can be done in the mode of ignorance also. That's true. But maybe think about the happiness perspective, what Krishna defines, how Krishna defines happiness. So ignorance happiness is which is which is never there, and then neither in the beginning nor at the end nor in the middle. And mode of passion is something which has a beginning but it has an end. And goodness is something which has no beginning, but it is not there in the beginning, but it's there at the end. So can you think in that perspective?
Like in ignorance, very egoistic happiness could be there.
Egoistic.
Mm,
In the sense that
yes.
egoistic. Uh, so first of all, maybe let us define first. What are these happiness? But I think one thing all of you should clearly see that. uh, okay, maybe let us define first before we go into detailed discussion. Sensual happiness. So what do you understand by sensual happiness, and can you give some examples? Sensual happiness. The happiness you get when senses come in contact with the sense objects, right? That's how sensual happiness. Can you give some examples?
Eating some delicious.
Eating.
So eating food, anything with eating food or seeing something beautiful, hearing something melodious, something. So this is all very clear, right? So what do you think? Sensual happiness, so take the example of eating, you're eating say rasgulla, right? I've already discussed. So which category it falls then? Ignorance, passion, or goodness? Is there happiness in the beginning when we eat first rasgulla?
Yes.
Yes. And then Then what happens eventually when we eat 10th rasgulla?
Frustration will
It's
come,
gone.
Prabhuji. So we can consider this sensual happiness in the category of mode of passion.
What a passion. Is it clear, right?
Yes.
That happens in the beginning, nectar, the nectarian in the beginning, and then becomes poison at the end. Okay, so that's clear. Huh? And then let us say what is egoistic. So egoistic means you get happiness by comparing with others. Okay, there is one joke, which you might have heard also, that there is one student in the college. The results came, and then he went and saw, and then he went to his friend. He was very happy, smiling broadly, and then uh, very nice. He seems very happy. Then his friend said, "Oh, I understood. Our results came, and looks like you are passed in all subjects. That's why you are very happy because the friend knows about him. Right? Looks like you are very happy because you passed in all the subjects." And then that other friend said, "No, no. Actually, I failed in two subjects." And two subjects. Then why you are so happy? And don't you feel sad? What your father will say, mother will say. Why are you so laughing like that? Then he said, uh, actually, my other friend, he failed in four subjects. I failed only in two subjects. Uh, so, what is this called as? Egoistic. In the sense, we feel, I'm sure you might explain. Every time we always compare. We always compare. With somebody who is inferior to us or lower than us, and we feel happy that, okay, कुछ तो ठीक है. I'm at least better. I have something better. And everybody does this, and they really feel happy, right? At least sometimes. But then what happens? Okay, so egoistic, we can say that there's a happiness in the beginning. You compare with somebody. I mean, we know that I cannot compare with this person. He's a topper, and maybe he's very intellectual. So I'll compare with those people only who are inferior to me, who are lesser than, lower than. But again, does it last long? It will not last long. It will happen eventually that whoever friend you're coming, maybe he will pass tomorrow all subjects. Maybe still you are failing into subjects, right? And we see that. So what happens that most of the time people become higher than us, they get something more than us. A lot of things keep changing. This egoistic is again not something permanent. There is a beginning and there is a end. Right? So whomever you're comparing, tomorrow he might become better than us actually. Right? So again, which category we can put this into? Egoistic? Yeah, please. You have to answer. Or you can type.
Passion.
So again, it can be in the passion. Okay, so coming to the next category, psychophysical happiness. How this is defined is that everybody has some skills and talents. So psychophysical in the sense like the skills, if you say according to modern science, they define uh, 7 types of intelligence, they say, or 7 types of skills, which are there, So I forgot exactly like. So somebody is good with the hands, somebody good with the mind, somebody good with intelligence, somebody good in painting. There are a lot of things which are defined. Basically, it's different skills and talents. Why is psychophysical in the sense? It can be related to your physical, means hand, related to body also, and say somebody good in dance, so that is physical. Or somebody good in solving puzzles or thinking. That we can say some kind of psycho means related to mental or intellectual. So please try to think that everybody has some skill and talent, and whenever you do that, you feel happiness. Maybe those who like music, you can easily relate, right? That somebody who likes music, they're happy as long as they're singing or as long as they're playing, right? As long as they're doing something. So that happiness one achieves. It's not again by comparing others. They're just happy. Even if there's nobody there, they can be just happy by singing. They can just happy just solving something. They can just happy by coding, right? Yeah, I hope you're able to follow, right? Everybody has something. It's not that somebody has to come and praise you. You are just happy just doing that. So this is what is called as psychophysical happiness. And yes, people have talent, but we need to work, right? It's not that we can get it easily. And if somebody has musical talent, one has to learn also. One has to put time and effort also. So eventually we develop that skill and then we start liking it. I mean, we start enjoying it. So if you see like this, what category we can classify this psychophysical?
In goodness.
Yeah, you can say yes in the goodness, in the sense that yes, initially there's a trouble, we don't feel it, but once you develop it, we really enjoy doing it. As long as we are doing it, we are happy, right? As long as we are executing, we are really happy. So this is psychophysical. And what about emotional? Emotional happiness is the happiness you get with the people, and especially I'm talking about you have good friends, especially our good parents or relatives. If you talk about friends, then right. So again, as I said that before you make actually good friend, it takes time also. So when you go to college newly, there are so many people who join, and then it takes time to identify who actually matches my thing, and then build a relationship. It takes time actually. So that suddenly somebody can become good friends. Anything good takes time to build actually. Similarly, to get good friends, to get that emotional happiness also, uh, it requires time. And then once you find good friend, then what happens? You'll feel very happy. Similarly, I don't know how many of you are actually married. And if you are married already, or it's all unmarried group. Maybe you raise your hand if you are married. Okay, so nobody is there. So yes, in the marriage also, please understand that people think about sexual happiness, but that is it has a beginning, it has an end. Since that is actually falls in the category of sensual happiness. Maybe when you get newly married, you may be happy by engaging in a sex life. But eventually, what you realize? Eventually, what you realize that it's what emotional happiness. This is what persists. So you have to build that with your spouse. You need to build that with your wife. You have to build that. Otherwise, so what happens? Your marriage life will not be successful. So please understand. And that takes time. That takes time. To understand each other and to appreciate each other and to become good friends. You can say that our wife and husband can be like good friends as well. Right? It takes time. And once you reach that stage, then you experience that happiness. Okay. So that's what was there in our previously. But nowadays we don't find it. You might have seen famous Bollywood, Hollywood hero, heroine getting married. And then people are thinking this is the best couple. Uh, they look so beautiful, they look so handsome, they have lots of money. Everything is perfect. But how many of those marriages actually succeeded? Hmm? How many of them actually succeeded? Why? Because we are thinking that married life means sensual happiness, right? So that's why we become happy. No. So that is actually emotional happiness is what we need to strive. And it takes time. It takes time. And it doesn't happen in one day. And once you build that, then you get the emotional happiness. You know that you have a person whom you can trust, whom who actually cares for you, whom you can depend, whom you can share your feelings, your heart. It can be good or bad, and you know that other person understands you. He never judges you. And then he's always encouraging, inspiring, motivating. So imagine we should have in our life, please understand. If you want to get emotional happiness in the life, we should have at least one good friend, at least one good equal friend, who, even if he comes and slaps us, we are happy. Do you have anybody like that in your life? Somebody comes and slaps you, but you are very happy. We should have one somebody. Right? Maybe at least we will have our parents. If parents comes and chastises, we feel happy or not. We should feel happy because we know that they are actually loving and caring us. So this has to come to your spouse also in the marriage. Then only you'll be actually happy. And yes, so like that, you should have a good friend and you should have an equal senior mentor, counselor also, whom you trust. That kind of relationship you should have, equal as well as your senior also. And especially should the spouse, they should actually have with your wife. You need to work upon that. And it's not easy, I'll tell you. It's not easy. Because everybody is a different person. We have to understand and then do it properly. Then only we will get emotional happiness. Okay, so with this, so which category you can put in emotional happiness?
Goodness, Prabhuji?
Goodness. Yes, we can put the goodness. Because it takes time. In the beginning, it's not easy to build. And then in the beginning, maybe there are a lot of misunderstandings also in the beginning, right? But eventually, when you start developing relationship, when you start spending time talking, then eventually we build action. Okay, that is in the emotional. And then spiritual happiness is something, it is in the. So whatever we do, bhakti, shavanam, kirtanam, vishnusaranam, achanam, vandanam, dasyam, sakmatani, and everything. So anything happiness you get in direct touch with God, so we get the spiritual happiness. And we say that spiritual happiness is something which has, it is always happiness is always there in the beginning, in the middle, in the end, and keeps increasing. But only thing is that our state we don't realize. Please understand that definition is not wrong. Okay, because we are impure, we don't feel it. But please understand, we are also getting happiness, but we are not feeling. So how we can understand something like that's what I hear like, well, you're so miserable, in our life. So if you see, if you have a happiness scale, our happiness is say -1,000. You understand? -1,000 means we are really miserable. So we are doing some bhakti, whatever. Of course, we are not doing pure bhakti. Something we are doing. So we are getting something. So let us say 100 points of happiness we're getting. Then what happens? The net is how much? No? -1,000 plus 100 is how much? Still -900 only. Right? So we are getting actually happiness from bhakti. That's why we are continuing. We don't realize why you are able to chant. We feel like, no, Brody, I really get bored. I really get frustrated. I don't want to chant. But I'm still chanting. Why you are still chanting? Please understand. But there's something in this. Please note it. There's something. It's giving you something. If you want to experiment, don't experiment. But so maybe you stop some days reading, or maybe you stop some days hearing, or maybe chanting. I heard people saying that, sometime, especially new people, so they say that, I'm chanting Prabhuji, but it was so horrible. Then some days I left. And then they say that Prabhuji, I felt it was more miserable. Chanting, chanting with struggle was better than not chanting only. Okay. They felt, I was happy in the sense I felt it was better that I was struggling and chanting than not chanting only. Okay, you can experiment, you can see maybe reading, hearing, whatever bhakti. Anything that you stop. And then I'm sure our senses might become crazy only. At least our senses might become a little bit calm. So point what I explain is that spiritual happiness is there even at this point, but because we are so miserable, and we are doing bhakti, not with proper quality, we are getting something, but it's not making it positive. So that is one thing. And second thing is that because we are impure, we are identifying with our gross body and subtle body. We are not able to understand that we are getting happy because we are on the middle platform, right? We can easily relate. So that by eating rasgulla, I'm becoming happy. But we cannot relate that, by chanting, I'm becoming happy. Right? So, especially, I think I remember one example, my Guru Maharaj, somebody asked Radhanath Maharaj that, what is your most favorite sweet? Hmm. So if I'm there, I would immediately say rasgulla, or maybe halwa, something we say, right? And Maharaj said, holy name. Okay. And I'm sure, all the great sannyasis and Prabhupada disciples. So they are relishing the chanting, right? They're enjoying the chanting. They feel it more nectarian than any other sweet. Right? It's actually true. And we know that this example, which Rabbi Goswami gives, that uh, so see, a jaundice affected person. What is the medicine for a jaundice person? You heard this example? Somebody gets jaundice. I don't know any of you got jaundice anytime. Of course, I
Sugarcane
think
juice.
there may be new medicines as well. But what is the traditional medicine for jaundice?
Sugarcane
Sugarcane
juice.
juice.
Hmm. Sugarcane juice, right? And when I heard first time, I was very happy. Right? Normally, all of us take, Ayurvedic medicine, normally, like, how they look like, they're very kadwa, they're like, very bitter and all. I thought, wow, such a wonderful thing that, if I get jaundice, I have to drink sugarcane juice and I'll have to do it. So I hope there is no limit how much I can drink. But actually, do you know what is the fact? For a jaundice person, how does sugarcane juice looks like?
Bitter in taste. Uh,
He feels it better than even Karela also. Please understand. He feels Karela is better, Prabhu. Karela is even better than sugarcane juice. Because his tongue is afflicted with that whatever bile juice, whatever. He feels sugarcane juice to be better. Mm. But he has to drink. Now we'll ask doctor, one glass is okay? Or 100 ml is okay? Or do you need to drink more? So he was expecting that it will be really tasty. But when he tasted, he understood I cannot drink it. Then he asked for doctor. Doctor, 100 ml is good enough daily? Or should I drink more? Doctor said, no, you have to drink one glass at least. One glass. Sugarcane juice. Sorry. It's very difficult, doctor. Are you drink it. Take it as a medicine. Don't give feedback to medicine. People, when they take Ayurvedic, they give feedback. So what is the use of feedback? That is how medicine is, right? It's not like prasadam to give feedback. But what happens if you start taking every day sugarcane juice? Then eventually, what will happen? Slowly, what will happen? As the disease start reducing, the bitterness start reducing. Please understand. The day one, it is so bitter. It's 100 times bitter. Then 90 times, then 50 times, then 40, 30, 20. Slowly, stage will come where he feels like sugarcane juice. It's just normal. It's just neutral. He doesn't feel neutral. He doesn't feel sweet. And then further, what happens? He starts feeling the sweetness of the sugarcane. And then when disease is completely purified, then he can experience the complete sweetness of the sugarcane juice. Please understand that is our state. Okay, we are chanting. Please don't think that we are getting the result. We are getting cured. We are getting purified. That's why please continue. Whatever happens, you should have commitment. Every day I will chant 16 hours. Every day I will hear Bhagavad Gita. Every day I will do Arati. Something minimum commitment you have to do it. That has to increase. I'm sure voice days you have done it, but maybe also pass out, things will start changing. But the commitment has to be there, minimum. At least, normally I say that you have 24 hours. 4 hours is like in the bottom line. Even 20 hours you manage for the body and for your occupation. Maybe 10 hours for your body, 10 hours for your duty, but keep 4 hours for Krishna consciousness. So 2 hours chanting, and then maybe Arati plus class, and then some service, remaining 2 hours. The minimum commitment has to be there. Whether you feel it or you feel it tired, difficult, no, please commit this. And it's possible, it happens. I'm saying this is minimum. So you have to adjust all related body things in 10 hours and then remaining 10 hours of operation. Okay, now when you get married, it becomes more challenge, right? So, but if you get a habit that at least 4 hours you are given to Krishna consciousness, then when you get married also you'll be able to continue. So as life progress, you get married and then children will come, please understand that as your age increase, more and more challenges will come. Maybe your joint company just newly and then things are still okay, but you see that eventually they start loading you and then you become more and more senior, the responsibility will start increasing. So that's why we need to think that today is the best day to implement on this. Okay, it's not from tomorrow or next year or after marriage, after children, or after become 40, after become 50. Don't postpone. The point I'm saying is that so we should cultivate it every day. Spiritual happiness is there, we are not experiencing, but we should do it every day, and that's how we get purified. The more we get purified, the more we can experience it. Okay, so that's why the definition that dextrose sugar cane juice is always sweet, right? So when Jandis was says, no, it was not sweet before, now it is sweet. He's not like that. It was always sweet. Similarly, holy name is always sweet. It is, madhuram, right? It's a nectarian ocean of the holy name, right? This is a book by Sachinanda Maharaj. It's a Anandambudi, it's like Amrutam. It's something different. So, okay, this is about different happiness. So here I think which kind of happiness is missing out of 3 modes? Can you tell me here?
Ignorance.
So whoever has made this category, they didn't put happiness in the mode of ignorance only. Because there's the happiness only. There's the beginning nor end nor in the middle. So that's why there is not there only. So it starts with the mode of passion only. We can say that first 2 are mode of passion, the next 2 are in the mode of goodness, and then the last one is Suddha Sattva. Okay. So when you're saying Happy New Year, please understand that we have to change the source of our happiness. So we should pursue for the happiness in the mode of goodness. Or if you see this classification, we have to pursue in the happiness in the last 3. Happiness from our occupation or duty, emotional happiness, and spiritual happiness. So this is what we need to give priority. This is what we need to give time. Let's reduce our time with the mobile, videos, news, and that one is fun. Try to spend more time with the people. That's how we can develop emotional happiness. See, anything good you need to build. You need to put your time and energy. Please understand. Anything good. Anything bad comes very easily. So you tell me how much how much effort it takes to start smoking. How much effort it takes to start smoking or drinking. Easy or difficult? Right? Not very difficult. Anybody can start smoking. But how many can actually quit once you start smoking? How many can actually quit? And how many can actually put end to it? That's what you understand. Is anything coming easily in the life, please note that it is, you have to become suspicious. Oh, something I'm getting easily means something fishy. Something is wrong here. And anything you feel getting difficult. So that means, there is something good here. Okay, so please note this. So point out is that if you want to really become a happy new year, see, even materially, okay, forget spiritual life. Somebody want to become materially, so you should focus on psychophysical happiness and emotional happiness. You should never go to egoistic, you should never focus on sensual. But most of the people now, sensual or egoistic. That's what people are focusing on. That's why they're going to become happy. Maybe they are happy temporarily, and again, after some time, it is going to end only. Please understand. It's never going to last. So, if somebody wants to be materially happy, so one should have good engagement of his skills and talents. Right? So, you should be doing the job which according to skill and talent. So, Sachin was saying in one lecture that most of the people, and that their karma is so bad that they don't understand what is the skill and talent. Like, of course, if you know astrologer can easily tell us what is the skill and talent, but most of people don't believe in astrology only. Right? So they never come to know what is their skill and talent. Most of the people. Because their karma is so bad that they don't understand what is their skill and talent. Okay, this is one category. And the second category is those they know. Somehow they know maybe through astrologer, somehow they understand that this is my skill and talent. But problem is they need to do something else to earn money. So they know, but their job is something else. Their occupation is something else. That's how they have to earn money. And I'm sure many people know that those who are good in music and all, they are doing some software job, some research, something, because they think they cannot earn money through music. Or they think that they never tried, whatever. They know, but they are not able to do it. But fortunate people are those who know their skill and talent. And their job is also skill and talent. Please imagine now. You like your job. At the end, you get monthly salary also. How does it look like? You enjoy, you look for your office. And at the end, you get money also. How does it look like? Right now, most of the people are frustrated. They have to do job, they don't like it, but they have to do it. And then they're happy when the last, on the 30th, you get the message that your account is credited with 1000000. How many are zeros? Uh, so they're happy when the salary is credited, but remaining rest of the month they're frustrated, right? So we should not go to that kind of thing. We should work towards to find skills and talent. Start working in the direction. Okay. So because we should know that money doesn't give happiness. Money gives you facilities. Money will give you sensual happiness, maybe, right? But money will not give you a more, psychological happiness. That's why we should try to put our career, take job so that we are happy while working also. Please understand. So I'll tell you most of the, many devotees even struggle this, get frustrated, all because they are doing some job which they're not good at, they don't like, and they get frustrated. The whole day they're frustrated, and at the end they end up in sense gratification. Because we're looking for happiness, right? We are looking for happiness. Please understand. The soul's nature. The nature of the soul that we look for happiness. We cannot deny that. We are looking for happiness at every moment. If that happiness doesn't come from the higher sources, we get it from the lower sources. You can imagine also, you can think about your days also. When you are most frustrated in a day, that's the day you go and end up eating 10 rasgullas or end up watching something, something bad or something, So think about whenever you are inclined to lower pleasures. So that is because, you are wholly frustrated. Maybe from your job or maybe something. And because you look for happiness, immediately you pounce upon the sensual happiness because that is very easy to get. Right? Very easy to get. So because devotees don't take care of this properly, finding the right job, sometimes they're under social pressure or family pressure. So they want to find job which gives a lot of money, or sometimes they also go for name, fame, prestige. They end up in some job and then they really work hard and they get frustrated. And that will affect your bhakti also. Because now you start doing sense gratification, then the more you do sense gratification, then already you lose taste also. Bhakti doesn't look like friend you're doing sinful activities. It will affect your bhakti also. Okay, it will affect bhakti also. So yes, we want wish happy Krishna conscious New Year. We hope that your Krishna conscious will improve and then you get more spiritual happiness. But we should also note that we are not the body, we are the soul. That is true. but still we are within the body. Okay, we are within the body. So we also seek mental happiness. We also seek mental happiness, and that's why. But that mental happiness has to come from the mode of goodness or the higher sources. So most important thing is, psychophysical happiness and emotional happiness. So that's why we see Varna Ashram Dharma is what actually. So what is Varna Ashram? So Varna is, so they're classified in different categories of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So they're engaged naturally according to their skill and talent. That's why they're very happy. They didn't have much money, but they were happy based on executing their skills and talent, which is now completely missing in the modern society. And because the devotees are part of that society, and devotees are also actually facing that problem. I'm sure this we discussed in Nityan Sabha camps also, that please choose, understand your skill and talent, choose your job. I mean, build your career like that. Don't be run behind money. Don't run behind prestige. Uh, whatever skill and talent, identify it and then build your career and settle job. So then what will happen? Yes, see, we have to work 8 to 10 hours. I'll tell you. Whichever job you go, you have to work 8 to 10 hours till the time you retire. Even more also. But imagine you are happy those 8 to 10 hours. How it will be? You are happy. Uh, that makes a lot of difference. I will tell you. Even family members would have seen, like, if somebody is so much frustrated in the job, hold, and then he'll come in the home and start shouting at wife and children. But that will also happen. Because that reflects, right? Because he cannot shout at the boss and his colleague. So he comes home and shout at the wife and children. Again, why? Because he is missing psychological happiness. Don't think money will give you happiness. Make sure that your every moment you are spending in the office is making you happy. Our job is making you happy. Now, please, I think all of you are not married, but try to think about this. Are you really happy doing your job? First of all, you should put your best effort. As I said, anything good actually takes time. So you should put your best, to study wherever you are, whatever you are doing. And then even after putting, you still feel that no pros, I have done my best, but still, uh, I feel it stressful, anxiety, I feel panic. I'm not really liking. So that means, okay, you should maybe consult an astrologer, and find where is your skill and talent, what karmical you get, and accordingly start changing your career and then work. And I will tell you this is very important. The earlier you settle is always better. The earlier you take right decision and then settle your career is very important. Uh, Ideally before you get married. So okay. Otherwise, what happens? Even family also gets affected because you are still pursuing career, you are building time, but you already got married. So you also time for marriage also. So that's why what we are requesting that during BTech only, when you're studying only, you should be very clear from the day one that what you should do accordingly build your career. Right? So that by the time you get married, you're already almost settled or are settled. So that you may not worry about your job, money, everything. And then now you start giving time to build relation with the spouse. Okay. So these things will go on apart when parallelly bhakti is going on. Not saying we are comparing bhakti. But even materially also we need to put some effort, right? So at least materially we're happy, and because we are within the body, if you don't get this psychophysical and emotional happiness, or bhakti also will get affected. 100%, 100%. Please note. Most of the time, please think whenever you feel, so you are frustrated in the life, you're not happy. It's all because you're not getting these two. It's not because of bhakti. Bhakti is same only. You are frustrated, finding anxiety is all there because you're not getting happiness from your work and you're not having good emotional happiness. These two are only missing. Most of the time, you see this only, one of these two, or both of them. So, okay, so if you want to really be happy in this year, just work upon these two things. And this will make a lot of difference, I'll tell you. It will make a lot of difference. And there were so many examples I can talk about account working skill and talent. Even I remember this MS Dhoni, right? So one devotee is actually junior, the Ranchi somewhere. So he was saying that they all used to make fun of MS Dhoni because he was very bad in studies. And his devotee was speaking, he's very good in studies. He got IIT maybe around 200 rank, and then he went to IIT, and then he got computer science branch, and then he got good software job. He was telling, he used to think MS Dhoni is like a useless guy. Always try to play cricket, never does proper studies. And then, so now, he's saying, what is the net worth of MS Dhoni now? Anybody knows? It's around like 1,000 crores. And if he does one ad, how much he earns? Maybe, we have to work maybe 1 year to earn what he earns in maybe one day if he takes one ad. So point is that, we should also take this very seriously, our occupation, our varna, occupation based on our varna. And emotional, coming to emotional happiness, this, you want to get emotional happiness, you need to take time. Problem is now people become so busy, especially if you're engaging in the job which you are not good at. So then what happens? You obviously end up spending a lot of time. Right? You obviously end up spending a lot of time. So that's why you cannot find time also to build a relation with the people. And once you get married, you'll not find time to spend time with your spouse, wife, also, children also. So that yes, the occupation job is very important, so that you get time for building relationships also and for practicing bhakti also. Both will come. So okay, please think about all these things and then work upon it, so that this year becomes a different year. This becomes really a new year. Okay, so this is one thing. So we have 20 minutes left. Yeah. So basically, we are wishing everybody Happy New Year. But if you see this, sloka from Bhagavatam. So Ayur Harati Vaipumsam Udyan Astam Chayanyasau Tasyade Yachano Nita Uttama Slokavataya. So what is was saying? Both by rising and by setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone. Ayur Harati Vaipumsam Udyan Astam Chayanyasau. Okay. So if you understand this meaning, how many of you, if you understand really this meaning, I am sure we will never wish anybody Happy New Year or Happy Birthday. Do you agree or not? Huh? If you truly understand that with the both by rising and setting of the sun, what to speak of Happy New Year, Happy Birthday? With every day, our duration of life is decreasing. So how can you wish Happy New Year or Happy Birthday? Right? What does that mean actually? The sun decreases the duration of life of everyone means what? You are coming one day close to death. And we should be sad. Oh, I'm now 1 year close to death. Correct or not? So people don't understand. Happy New Year, Happy Birthday has no meaning only. If you know that our life is reducing. And we don't realize now, but I'll tell you, you'll start feeling when you start becoming mid 40, 50 years. Now you start feeling same thing. Because your body start deteriorating. So you have like 40 years, I also feel same thing, that time should go slow. Time is running very fast. But when I was young, I was looking for new year that, so that I have a new job, a new career, new destination. We are looking, right, when I will pass so that I'll get job, so that I can start earning, or when you start earning, then, when this new year will come so that I get promoted, I get higher position, higher salary. That or not? All of you are looking for new year, right? Yes, you're young. But if you ask me now, I'm not looking for new years. Sorry. I think that, already 1 year passed. Now coming close to 50, 60, body is deteriorating. I'm hoping that time will go slow, but time goes really fast. When you're young, childhood took like time is going very slow. But as you start growing, you feel the time is running very fast. Can you go a little bit slow? Can you go a little bit slow? So yes, that is a fact. That's why even for happy material, please understand that even if you have a good job, even if you have a good spouse, good friends, relatives, still we cannot be happy because death is coming closer, right? Time is passing, we are coming close to death. We have to leave everything. Even if you have spouse for lifelong, even if you have a job for lifelong, we are liking what you're doing. But when death will come, what happens? We have to leave everything. That is the most saddest moment, right? If you think for a middle-aged person, death is like a something most miserable. They don't want to think about death. They don't want to think. Because as soon as they think about death, then everything is taken away. My job, my family, my children, whoever, you know, whatever I earned, I have to leave everything. It's the most painful thing. So the point is that that's why they don't want to talk about all this. They don't want to read verses like this. But this is a fact. We cannot do anything, right? We cannot do anything with them. So that's why, if you want again really have a happy new year, it's not that material having good material life is good enough. We should also focus on the spiritual. Yes, we may be busy in our career, the building relationship. That's true, but don't compromise bhakti. Minimum you should spend minimum time, whatever some commitment you should take. I should keep on increasing, it should not decrease. So till say today you are giving 2 hours 6 hours every day without fail. So maybe after 1 year it should become maybe 2.5 hours or 3 hours, not less than 2 hours. I should keep increasing. That commitment should be there because that only will make me happy. Right? Otherwise the death will always kill. Right? So what is the second part of this translation? So this is the best part. So sun begins the life of everyone except, please note, there's exception. Not for everybody. Exception is that one will utilize the time by discussing talks of the all person of Godhead. So if you are doing bhakti, so that means so you can be happy. So why you can be happy? Still we have to die, right? Devotees, do they die or not? We also die. That why we can be happy? In the rising and setting of sun. Should we be happy or sad? Materialistic person is miserable, right? So death is coming, so whenever we hear about death, we get scared. But devotees are happy. They're not scared about death. Why? Hmm?
Faith on Lord that they will be going to Lord.
Yeah, please understand. So we are not miserable that no, I'm 1 year close to death, everything will be taken away. I have to lose everything. No, devotee is thinking, oh, I'm 1 year close to go to the abode of God. I'm 1 year close to see the Lord. I will go back to Godhead. He's waiting. A devotee's death is never a mystery or something other. They're happy that okay, now I am close to death. That means I'm close to reach God. So same death, same death. It is something miserable for a middle-aged person, something welcoming for a devotee. So to the extent we become devotee, to the extent we don't get scared of death. That's all. Because we are not middle-aged person or we are pure devotee. We are in between. Okay. To the extent we have become devotee, become pure, to the extent we don't get scared about death. So that's why I think Prabhupada gives an example. Uh, nice example. So cat carries kitten and rat in the mouth only. You have seen any time? How does a cat carry kitten? And how does a cat carry rat? Have you seen? Catches in the neck, right? Catches here and it carries. So how does the rat feel and how does the kitten feel being in the mouth of a cat? How does the rat feel?
Rat feel like scary.
Scared,
And he's going
gone.
to
He
die.
tried its best to escape, but somehow this cat has caught and now it's done. It's just matter of few seconds or few moments that its life is going to end. It's the most saddest moment. It's most miserable moment for the rat to be in the mouth of a cat. All my rat may be thinking, what about my wife? What about my children? Who will take care? What will happen to them? I have small, tiny rats, cute rats. Who will take care of them? My life is not going to end within moments, within minutes, right? But how does kitten feels in the mouth of a cat? How does a kitten feel?
Safe and secure.
It feels so happy, so blissful that I am under the safe hands of my mother or father. So happy. So same thing. So death is same. Everybody has to die. But for a materialist person, it's like he's like a rat in the mouth of a cat. Whereas a devotee will feel that now I'm in the safe hands of my mother and father. So yes, now if you want to living happiness, the Krishna consciousness, our spirituality has to be given high priority. So let's make this resolution in the new year that whatever happens every day, I'll find time to chant 16 hours at a day. And then I will find time, to practice bhakti. Okay, that should be a resolution. Whatever happens. Then only you get the spiritual happiness. Okay? And second thing is, I will change the source of my happiness. I will not run behind sense gratification. I will not run behind, whatever mundane music, movies, or social media, everything. I don't want to put so many posts on the Facebook, Instagram just to see how many people like it, how many people make it. I don't run behind, making viral videos so that people recognize me. I'm so great. It's all again egoistic. Huh? Please understand. Most of the time, I have this many followers. I send this message. So many people watched. So many people appreciated. So many comments came. Again, it's all egoistic only. Please understand. So take resolution, in the new year that I want to pursue my happiness through my occupation and through relationships, especially with the devotees, and by committing myself for the bhakti, whatever minimum, whatever cost. Don't compromise the minimum. So this is how we can actually become happy. Okay, so that's why, so you want to really become happy. That's why I wish happy Krishna consciousness. Yeah. So this is the philosophy behind it. Why you need to add Krishna consciousness? Because if we really want somebody to be happy, we have to add Krishna consciousness. So we cannot wish materially, let your desires be fulfilled, that you get success. Yeah, they will have a beginning, they will have an end. So only when we become Krishna conscious, only we can really celebrate happy New Year. Okay. Hare Krishna. I have something to discuss. Maybe I want to keep for the question and answer session. I want to discuss from the Srimad Bhagavatam. But I hope all of you are clear, right? If you want to really be happy, so please note that we have to become Krishna conscious. And in the process of becoming Krishna consciousness, we have to make sure that our mental happiness is also coming from the happiness. We cannot jump, okay, to bhakti directly. So we want to practice bhakti also. First, we have to come to mode of goodness. We have to seek happiness in the mode of goodness. Then from that platform, it becomes easy to practice bhakti. If you are doing a lot of sense gratification, a lot of sinful activities, or bhakti also becomes slow. Please note. So that's why materially let us seek happiness from the mode of goodness, from psychophysical, emotional, and then daily practice bhakti to our best possible extent without compromising anything. Hare Krishna. So now let us have some question answer session before we wind up. I hope all are able to understand and follow. And I hope that you are able to now clear how to make your new year into really happy new year. Right? So we just started. So plan so that you'll become really more happy. It's something different than last year. It has to. If you work on these principles, and I'm sure you'll be more happy than last year. Hare Krishna. Any questions?
Yes, Hare Krishna Puji, Danda Pranam. And thank you
Yes,
for this
Aman.
wonderful, yes, thank you Puji for this wonderful class. As you mentioned, like making new year happy, we should more focus on the things that are in the mode of goodness. Like you were sharing about, like we have to be focused on two things: emotional happiness and psychophysical happiness. So, Praji, what my doubt was that, like you were telling, like if happiness is not coming from the upper mode, then one starts driving happiness from the lower mode. So, Guruji, as we are practicing our bhakti and we are chanting, but sometimes what happens due to our mechanical tendency, we are not finding that happiness in the process. But as you shared, like happiness is already there, but due to our mechanical tendency, we are not getting that happiness. Then we start striving happiness from the lower mode of nature. So, Guruji, how we can overcome it? Because happiness is already there, but due to some of our mechanical tendency, so how we can overcome?
Yeah, yes, folks. That's all. That's what we should make resolution that whatever I'm doing, I should do the best possible exchange. Mhm. So that you have to take resolution that I have to spend, I have to chant 16 rounds, right? I have completed round session, but why can't I do it attentively? Why can't I do it in the morning time so that I can do my best, right? We know that in a day, the best possible chanting will happen for us in the morning only. I know that. Why can't I give priority that I sleep early, wake up early so that I chant? Right? So like that, you have to take resolution that I will do it as best possible extent. So mechanically become because they have done it regularly every day. So, but you can always break it up. But from today, take resolution that I will take my chanting very seriously, very seriously. This is the time I'm coming in touch with Radha and Krishna. I want to be focused. I want to pay attention to them. So take this very seriously, and then slowly it will build up. Slowly it will build up. It will not become mechanical. So, and apart from that, so we should focus on this happiness in the mode of goodness, material. Okay, that has to be there. I will tell you, that has to be there. Because we're not experiencing spiritual happiness. Even if you do best attendant chanting, also, so we not experience that. So that's why focus on the happiness in the mode of goodness. Especially, I tell you, relationship is one very important. Spend time with the people. Don't spend time with the gadgets. Don't spend time with watching movies and all. Spend time with the people. Talk with them. Especially if you have Krishna conscious discussions with the other devotee friends, you see, you can easily experience that. You experience both emotional also, you experience spiritual happiness. Relationship is also very strong. So focus on this one. Relationships, and then engaging. Maybe it may happen that your job is not according to your skill and you cannot do anything. No problem. And you know that you are good in music. So daily take time to sing kirtan, attend kirtan, participate kirtan. Okay, so that will also give that satisfaction, right? So that is so that you'll not go to lower. If you don't focus on these two, then you will end up. I mean, 100% guarantee that you will end up sense gratification. We are seeking, so try to pursue this one. And again, I said, it's not like one day it happen. You have to put effort every day. So then it will happen. Sure. People say 21-day challenge. You try. Then you see that you will be a different person. There's no shortcut. We need to just replace only. Tendency will be very, very strong. But we can change it. It's not very difficult. Does it answer your question, Aman Prabhu?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Guruji.
Any other questions?
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Yes.
Guruji, in Shastras, it is said that the material adjustment can't give the happiness. So, can't we all have a psychophysical nature. So, according to psychophysical nature, we can use that in our bhakti only, not in our material life to become truly happy.
Well, we can use the middle life also. Yeah, say there's something, like say somebody that likes coding, so he can be happy while doing software job. But somebody doesn't like coding, he'll be miserable only. So you have to find pros. I'm telling because we have to earn money for next 50, 60 years till the time and then we need to work 8 to 10 hours, you have to take this very serious. And I'm sure you'll feel happy. You don't feel any stress or anxiety. You like to do it. You like to take challenge. You're happy when challenges come. You're some when problems become very difficult. So I mean, maybe you might have seen your friends, or you can observe yourself. Maybe you might have never thought that I can also be happy while doing work. You might have never thought, but please think about this. We have to take it seriously, pros. We have to take it seriously. Okay, yes, if you think that you have tried but not happening at all, then you try to engage in the spiritual life. Okay, suppose you are good in music, but you tried but you cannot earn income through your musical skills. So no problem. So engage in bhakti at least sometime, maybe half an hour, 1 hour a day. So that is also okay. But you should try your best, whatever possible. Maybe you can do some job for some years and then you are financially stable. Then maybe you can start focus on your skill. So I know like one devotee, the astrologer, he worked for almost 7 to 10 years. He really like astrology. He earned good money and then now become full-time astrologer. So that he's earning money. He doesn't have financial problem. But you have to make a plan. It's not that whole life you need to work what you don't like. Okay, so we should do our best, but if it's not happening, we have spent 1 year, 2 year, 5 years. Some we are not able to get that skill and talent. Yeah, find something else. Why you have to be miserable? Right? Krishna will also help us. We think we don't take like to, I mean, basically we don't want to take the risk. We think, oh, I'm earning every month 1 lakh. If I lose this and start something else, how can I earn? Maybe I may not earn 1 lakh, I may earn less. So no problem, Baba. You will become happy, by practicing bhakti properly. For practicing bhakti, we need time. But now our time is going in just toiling with the job. How will we become happy? Only money will be there, nothing else will be there. I'll tell you, neither family life nor spiritual life. Both will be compromised if a job is not proper. Okay, we have to compromise something. We have to compromise something.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Any other question? Okay, I think it's 12:30. Sakshiram Prabhu, should we stop now?
Yes, Prachi, if nobody has any question.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Praji Nandatra.
Okay.
Yes, Ritik Prabhu.
Yes, Praji, I have one question. Like sometimes we are trying to achieve like some specific job or some specific and something specific that is our own. That is like we have interest in something, and then we should like think about that is due to our own. Like we should think that that is our own like previous conditioning or anarthas, or that is my like should be aspiration for our bhakti life. What should be the real
That's what. Okay, yeah. We are looking at a specific job. You to really analyze and see what exactly am I looking. Is it because I'm good at it, or is it because giving me a lot of money, or prestige, or name and fame? That we have to be very clear. And then see, we have to self introspect, and with self introspection is very clear. Most of the time, we don't think only. That is the problem. Okay, we have to sit and think. Okay, I want this kind of job, but this job requires these skills. Do I have those skills, or can I develop those skills? Hmm. Or I'm, because money is there, that's why I'm running. I think if this self-introspection becomes very clear, why I'm looking for this job. And even, an astrologer also can easily tell you, sometime you can approach and saying that, so this is what I am now. I want to pursue this career. Is it good for me? Can you understand? Tell me. Astrologer can easily tell you, "Arey, no, this path you should not pursue. This is what you should pursue. This is where you are good at. This is where you can become successful." So even superior also can tell us. Your friends also can tell us sometime. Your friends also knows what is your skills. Your teacher also knows. Your counselor mentor also may know. You can also consult other people also. You do self. We should do self-introspection first. ourselves, and most of the time things are clear. But if they're not clear, we can confirm with our maybe sometime parents, sometime teachers, sometime friends, and then maybe an astrologer also. They can clearly clarify that okay, you're trying to pursue this, but I think it's not good for you in the long term. You have to really struggle. This is not karmically there for you. So better you try different path. They can easily tell us so that we put our endeavor in the right direction. Otherwise, we waste time. Okay, we start pursuing something after 3 4 years. We're like, no, I cannot do this now. Let me try something else. In that way, because we are not materially stable, our bhakti is also not becoming stable. Bhakti also will get affected. So we should know that time is very limited. I need to be very careful, take right decisions so that I don't want to waste time by experience. So let me understand what is right for me, right job for me, by consulting, by self-introspection, by talking with people, by consulting astrologer, and then take decision and then go ahead. It's not that after 3 4 years, 5 years, you realize and then start doing something. All these 5 years are gone. These 5 years you wasted, maybe in a spiritual life also you didn't practice properly. A lot of time is gone. We cannot bring back that time. That's why we have to be very serious. One thing about job and even about our marriage also, we have to be very careful and sensitive to whom we are marrying. That's also very important. We should not take it very casual. We should not look for temporary things that, oh, I'm getting money, so it's okay. Everything else you take care. Maybe temporarily it's okay, but in the long term, it will not sustain. You have to work 50, 60 years. Imagine maybe once you pass out BTech, maybe at least 30, 40 years you have to work. And how long you will survive? Little people are doing, they're surviving somehow because they think that money is coming that way. But we cannot do like that. Okay, so self-introspect, talk with friends, seniors, mentor, and then talk with astrologer. So all this will confirm you, what is the right path.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, I think Akshay Rambu, we can wind up. So
Yes.
thank you all so much for your time. So the conclusion is that as a new year resolution, if you want to really become happy, so change our source of happiness to the mode of goodness, and also practice bhakti sincerely and seriously. Don't compromise bhakti. And in that, at least important thing is chanting. So we have to chant 16 rounds. So please try to do in the morning. 16 rounds are as much as possible. Try to be attentive. Come in touch with Krishna. So that will make all the difference. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such wonderful session. The flow was so beautiful. It started with the definition of happiness, then mode of ignorance, happiness, mode of passion, mode of goodness, and the happiness in the mode of transcendence. And the best part, which I liked, Prabhuji, was you explained so beautifully those 5 types of happiness: sensual, egoistic, psychophysical, emotional, and spiritual. So this explanation gave me very, and I'm sure to all of us, very wonderful insight that how we should go ahead. And in the due course, you gave such wonderful practical tips also for being in Grihastha ashram, how things can be really properly practiced. So I also like that point very much, that if we don't take happiness in mode of goodness from this psychophysical happiness and emotional happiness, then there is a lot of chance to go to the sensual happiness, because that is very immediate, that can be taken immediately, easily, and that spoils the entire thing, like that. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such wonderful practical guidance. So let us thank Prabhuji by loudly chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you all once again. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And the recording of this lecture will be given in our NS group, our IVF Kanpur NS group. Those devotees who have missed can also hear, and we also can hear to refer something again. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.